Hello everyone, my name is Lucas, and today we'll be going over everything you need to know about Marrakesh in Hitman. Marrakesh is the third map of Hitman 1 and the third map in the World of Assassination trilogy. The main mission that accompanies Marrakesh is a gilded cage where 47 is tasked with taking out Klaus Hugo Strandberg and Reza Zaydan. Background: Strandberg. Klaus Hugo Strandberg was born into the middle class of Lund, Sweden. While growing up, he showed all the signs of being a high-functioning sociopath. He was charming, charismatic, and most of all, trustworthy. After graduating, he went on to study economics in Stockholm, but dropped out after forging his credentials. He awarded himself a business MBA and a PhD from the fake Kronstadt University. These degrees got him a job at a prestigious UK investment bank, but they soon began to question the legitimacy of them, so Strandberg hired a Hollywood actress to pose as an official from Kronstadt U to verify the documents. After this, he moved on to a hedge fund job in Beijing, China, where his bold and borderline illegal investment strategies got him very well known. While in China, he married, conceived a child with, then divorced a Chinese woman. A decade later, when she died of cancer, he stole the inheritance from his estranged teenage daughter. In 2005, he took over as CEO for AMB, Morocco's largest private bank. He exploited his position and started a Ponzi scheme that took over $7 billion from the Moroccan people. Klaus appears to be a mix of Bernie Madoff, who is well known for conducting the largest Ponzi scheme in history, and Julian Assange, who founded WikiLeaks and famously took refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy. Fun fact, when killed, the Swedish flag in the consulate will be lowered to half-mast. Background: Zaydan. Reza Zaydan was born into one of the wealthiest families in Morocco. His grandfather became rich off his perfume company, and his father became the Secretary of State. His father groomed his kids for office at a very young age to much success. His brother is a diplomat and his sister a UN lawyer, but Reza found his calling in the military. He reached the rank of general at only 49, which is practically unheard of. He's a very well-known figure to the public as he's dated a slew of celebrities and models. Fun fact, his favorite food is salmon with veggies. Background: Marrakesh. Strandberg's Ponzi scheme was uncovered and he was arrested. During his transport, Zaydan and his army ambushed it and freed him, then helped him to the consulate for refuge. News of the breakout hit and protesters began gathering outside of the consulate. This was Zaydan's plan, as he hoped to cause political unrest within the country so that it would give him the stage for a sanctioned coup d'etat of the Rabbit government and install himself as dictator. After he had control of the country, his plan was to exile Klaus to Argentina and absolve him of all his crimes. However, Zaydan was going to betray Klaus and have him thrown into the ocean on the flight over. This all took place only a few weeks after the events of World of Tomorrow in Italy. The client putting the contract on Klaus and Reza's heads is Hamilton Lowe, a building contractor who gets government contracts and might lose out on them after the coup. Wow, that might just be the worst possible cover Lucas could have come up with, but whatever. Here's the briefing.
Good afternoon, 47. Your destination is Marrakesh, Morocco, where civil riots are looming. Your targets are private banker Klaus Strandberg and Army General Reza Zaydan, two of the conspirators in a sinister plot to overthrow Morocco's fragile government. Strandberg, a former bank CEO who stole billions of dollars worth of savings from the Moroccan people, was facing trial for investment fraud. But early this morning, a band of heavily armed mercenaries freed Strandberg from his prison transport, resulting in the death of several police officers. Strandberg now takes refuge at his native Swedish consulate, in front of which crowds of angry protesters have gathered, demanding his handover to Moroccan authorities. We believe General Zaydan orchestrated Strandberg's escape to infuriate the public and spark nationwide riots, allowing Zaydan to impose martial law. Operating out of a field HQ at a nearby abandoned school, he will no doubt use the riots to depict the Rabat government as weak and inept, and persuade the general staff to support a fully fledged military coup in the name of national security. Our client, building contractor Hamilton Lowe, who stands to lose a fortune in government contracts, has hired us to prevent the coup d'etat. To do so, you need to paralyze Zidane rebel forces and prevent the riots from escalating further, hence the double contract. This is quite the political powder keg, 47, so be careful. The fate of a nation is at stake. I will leave you to prepare.
Marrakesh layout. Marrakesh's layout consists of three main areas: the consulate, school, and bazaar. Klaus stays in the consulate unless he is evacuated to the school, and Reza spends his time patrolling the school that he's turned into a base of operations. Unique NPCs. Marrakesh is home to 13 unique NPCs, so let's have a look, shall we? Eric Olander is a Providence operative and manager of the consulate. He's the one that provided Strandberg with his suit during the escape and allowed him refuge in the consulate. However, he despises Strandberg and is planning on assassinating him with the help of Zidane. Connie Engström is a masseur within the Swedish consulate. Klaus booked an appointment with him, but Connie is found pleading on the phone with his boss Donald to not let him go, because he wants nothing to do with Strandberg, understandably. Saeed Laham was a soldier within Zidane's unit and a very close friend and confidant to the general. During the ambush on Strandberg's convoy, Saeed's brother, who was a cop, was shot and killed. This angered him and he threatened to expose Zidane's plans to the public, but was captured before he could. Fun fact: Saeed has a very odd interaction seen almost nowhere else in the series. If anyone sees his unconscious body, he will instantly die, you will be blamed for his death, and will have 5,000 points deducted as well as losing green guns. Hildeberg is... oh, wait, no, wrong one. Ah, there we go. Hildeberg is the former head of security at the consulate. She is rather annoyed at Orlander's decision to let Klaus stay there. Fun fact, an NPC can be heard saying he dated her a year prior only to get drunk and wake up in Luxembourg. Finley, real name Jeff Baker, is a freelance cameraman for Pam Kingsley after her own cameraman Jerry got sick. However, after learning that he'll be filming Strandberg's interview, he refuses and begins to ghost Pam. Pamela Kingsley. Pamela Kingsley is a GNN reporter within the World of Assassination trilogy. She is the most prolific side character in the trilogy, appearing in A Gilded Cage and Hitman, Night Call, The Finish Line, Three-Headed Serpent, Chasing a Ghost, and Another Life in Hitman 2. The cinematic His One Weakness, The Farewell, Shadows in the Water, and the cinematic New Deal in Hitman 3. Tyler Clark is a producer at GNN who organized the interview with Strandberg. Eleanor Westrup is the only woman I've ever seen who I cannot tell if she's incredibly beautiful or incredibly ugly. Anyway, she's a Danish model who worked for Iago before their disbandment due to the events of Showstopper. Before the death of Dalia Margolis at the hands of 47, she instructed Eleanor to date Zidane to uncover the secrets of the Moroccan military. Shaheen Abdul Bar Malouf is the old headmaster of the school, and he can be found working on a book called Jack Sparta that can be found published in Hitman 2 and 3. Hector Lindenberg is an intern at the consulate. Shalib Aleh is the leading protester outside the consulate. He was placed there by Zidane to shout Crystal Dawn propaganda to make them look bad. Zaki Diab is a fortune teller and beggar within Marrakesh. If you place 4 coins down in front of them, he will get up, wander around the market for a while before returning to his old shop, where he will then either place a shotgun, assault rifle, remote explosive, or baseball bat on the ground for 47 rather bizarrely. There's a lot more to talk about when it comes to Diab, but we'll get to that when we talk about a house built on sand. Alden Rauf is a man who's lived in the Swedish consulate for 3 years, 9 months, and 27 days as of the events of A Gilded Cage, while seeking asylum after leaking government documents. IO seems to really like Julian Assange, as they fit 2 parodies of him into one mission. Terry Strong is the owner of the shoe shop Zidane's militants took over. He may be a reference to a character from Hitman Expolution, as in the Terminus Hotel, a man named Terry can be talking about how he sells shoes. Greta Pearson is the secretary in the consulate. When Klaus is killed, she'll frantically come over the PA system telling people not to disclose Klaus's death to the public until more is known. Hakan Almir, no accent, is a worker in the consulate who can be found trying to put together an IKEA chair in the lobby. The reason I specified he has no accent in his name is because in Paris there is an NPC with the exact same character model whose name is Hakan Elmir with an accent aigu over the E in Elmir. Given they share a character model and have almost identical names, they are most likely meant to be the same character, but Alan forgot the accent. Disguises. A gilded cage has 18 disguises, with 7 of them being unique. A summer suit, which can be obtained by starting the mission. Bodyguard, which can be obtained by knocking out the one guard at the cafe and allows access to the employee-only area. Cameraman, which can be obtained by knocking out Finley and allows access to both floors of the consulate. Consulate Intern, which can be obtained by knocking out Hector Lindbergh and allows access to the entire embassy minus the car park, and if worn, allows you to trigger a secret conversation with Klaus, shown here.
Finally. You must be Olan.
Hey, what's up, intern?
Klaus Strandberg. Did you bring the things I requested? Follow me.
Lead the way.
Did you have trouble getting into the building? I'm gonna miss that penthouse. Best view in all of Marrakesh. So, where is my stuff? I trust you got my father's watch. What? Cat got your tongue? Are you telling me you haven't gone yet? What the hell's the matter with you? Don't you see I'm in a hurry? Get going right now, for if I'm airlifted out of here and my father's watch ends up in a 2-bit pawn shop somewhere, I will personally make sure intern becomes the high point of your career. We're done here.
Consulate Janitor, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to both floors of the consulate minus the ambassador's office. Consulate Security, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to the entire embassy and the ambassador's office. However, due to a glitch, you will still be frisked while wearing this outfit, although nothing will happen because nothing is illegal for a guard to hold. Food Vendor, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and is the same as the suit. Fortune Teller, which can be obtained by knocking out Zaki Diab and is the same as the suit. Handyman, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and is the same as the suit. Headmaster, which can be obtained by knocking out Shaheen Abdul Bar Malouf and is the same as the suit. Local Painting Crew, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to the ground floor of the school. Masseur, which can be obtained by knocking out Connie Engstrom and allows access to the both floors of the consulate minus the ambassador's office. Military Officer, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to the entirety of the school, ground floor of the consulate, and the escape tunnel. Military Soldier, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to all the roofs of shops and the ground floor of the consulate. Military Elite Soldier, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to the school, ground floor of the consulate, and escape tunnel. Prisoner, which can be obtained by knocking out Saeed Laham, and is possibly the worst disguise in the entire series, as literally every single non-civilian NPC is suspicious of it. Shopkeeper, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to the roofs of all shops. Waiter, which can be obtained by knocking out anyone wearing the outfit and allows access to the employee-only area of the cafe. Mission stories. There are 8 mission stories in a gilded cage. Side note, I have no idea if the mission stories in Marrakesh are just hard or I was severely tilted when recording gameplay, but for whatever reason I had a very hard time completing these mission stories. Bad Blood. This is a way to kill Zidane. To start, listen in on 2 soldiers at the school.
General Zayden keeps coming down here to check on the prisoner. I hear they were close, so what'd he do, poor bastard?
The way I heard it, his brother was one of the policemen who got killed when the Mercs attacked Strandberg's prison transport this morning. So he got cold feet. Tried to blow the lid on the whole operation.
Not smart.
But pretty human. I'm just glad I wasn't picked for the firing squad.
After, find Laham's cell and grab a military officer's uniform. Once you have it, dismiss Lahem's guard and choke him out. Hide the body, then take his outfit and wait for Reza.
General Reza Zaidan, Keeper of the Peace.
Time to decide. What should I do? But don't tell me you're sleeping, Side. There's plenty of time for that, I'm sure.
Down the rabbit hole. This is a way to kill both Klaus and Zaidan. Start by investigating the shoe shop.
You cannot come through here, sir. Please stop and go back. That's it. One step at a time.
Who'd you have to salute to get this post?
Not bad, huh? I figure since no one knows about the escape tunnel, this is the easiest gig in town. I mean, all we gotta do is... Shit!
What?
Shit! I forgot to leave the all-access keycard in the parking garage.
You kidding?
I need to get back there before XO tears me a new one.
All right, I'll hold down the fort. Take the tunnel. It's way faster.
Yeah.
After this is done, knock out the soldier and follow the other into the tunnel. Listen to his conversation, then trigger a fire alarm in the consulate. Once you do so, Klaus will begin his Olympic-pace sprint toward the tunnel. Accompany him as part of his security detail and escort him through the tunnel. When you get to the locker room area, break away from the package and read this note on the table. Catch back up to Strandberg and escort him to the school.
No one gets inside the perimeter. Are we clear? Better lock and load!
Anyone copy? Still looking. No sign of any perp.
All right. Could have been a lot worse. We're all in one piece.
Oh, I appreciate it, thank you. I let Zaidan know what a good job you did.
Once he and Zaidan meet in the courtyard, interact with the laptop to kill them both.
And Hut, General Zayden.
Well, it isn't the most hated man in Morocco.
Yes, I couldn't have done it without you, Zaidan.
Tell me, which slogan is your favorite? I like bankers or wankers.
Yes. Well, just put me on a plane. I did what was asked of me, and now I'll take my money and run if it's all the same to you.
Why'd you do it, Klaus? We serve the same master. We're very well provided for. For the love of God, man, why risk it all?
Oh, you don't get it. It's not about the money. It's about the game.
Well, speaking of, I have a gun to talk.
Yes, can you quick up?
Golden Touch. This is a way to kill Klaus. Start by reading the note on the table next to the front desk of the consulate. Then, listen in on Connie Engstrom's conversation and take his outfit.
It is not fair. It isn't. You can't keep me in here under these circumstances. If I had known... Well, that's easy for you to say. You're not the one supposed to be doing deep tissue massage in a freaking war zone, okay? It is that bad, Donald, it is. Believe me. Yeah, no, do not put me on hold. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a lungful of sweet, sweet nicotine right about now. Yes, I'm still here, and I'm still not doing it. Forget about the angry mob, okay? Do you know who this Strandberg guy is? Huh, Donald? Do you? He's a wanted fugitive. He's like the Prince of Fiscal Darkness. I'm not performing with these hands on the likes of him. It's bad karma, Donald. I mean, what if I lost my golden touch as a result? Huh? Then what would I do with myself and my life? I am not exaggerating.
Probably nothing, but
no.
I'm gonna take a look anyway.
Asshole.
Have some breath mints, please.
Go to the bathroom and throw away your gun, then go to the front desk and talk to Greta. After, meet Klaus in the massage room and give him a massage, then snap his neck.
Ah, so the man with the golden touch. Let's get started. Shall we? Ah, this muscle tension is killing me.
Why don't you lie down, Mr. Steinberg?
Oh, please, call me Klaus.
Well done, 47. I will leave Strandberg in your capable hands.
Ah, that's the ticket. I tell you, nothing makes you tense like thousands of people wanting to kill you. Hell, people are funny. The fact is, if those morons had bothered to learn the first thing about market investments, my scheme would never have worked. Greed and ignorance, my friend. Those are the cornerstones to any good con. But you see, easy money, that's all people care about. So they can drive their ridiculous urban SUVs and drink wine on a Thursday, on a Tuesday, whatever, and tell each other how they've made it. It's pathetic.
Open SESAME. This is a way to access the school. Starting is easy, as all you have to do is run to the left of the default starting location and eavesdrop on 2 NPCs.
Come out, come in!
How's your father? Doing well, thanks for asking. He's upstairs right now working on this novel of his, some kind of political thriller, I think. You know, airport lit.
Oh, that's nice. So he doesn't miss the old school?
Well, he was headmaster for 30 years, yet he still carries around the master key. You know, the one that fits all the locks? Doesn't seem to be able to part with the damn thing. But that's nostalgia for you.
Well, maybe now he'll be a famous writer instead.
Right. And maybe my carpets are magical.
After, enter the shop and go to the roof to steal the headmaster's key. Next, attain an elite soldier's uniform, and the easiest way to do so is to grab one from the shoe shop. Once you have it, go to the school and use the key on this door here, and that is the story completed. This is why we fight. This is another way to access the school. I guess IO thought they made the school a lot more secure than they really did. Start by reading a note near the cafe, then run to the other side of the map and look for the printing crew. After seeing them, one will branch away for you to take his outfit. The easiest way of doing so is to set up an electrocution trap here, as you see me do. Afterward, hide the bodies and the gun, then meet up back with the rest of the crew, and after the painfully slow walk, you're in the school. Honeycomb and Cherry Blossom. I chose to cover these two at the same time is because they were effectively the same mission but for different targets. They're both ways to isolate Klaus and Zaydan respectively. Starting with Honeycomb, read the meeting protocol in Zaydan's office, then run to the barracks and grab the safe code. Back to Reyes' office to open the safe and call Klaus, where he will then isolate himself in the escape tunnel. For Cherry Blossom, it's the same thing, different places. Read the meeting protocol in the room next to the ambassador's office, then run to the bathroom and nab the safe code. Up to the ambassador's office you go to unlock the safe and call Reza, who will then isolate himself from the tunnel. If you do these two one after another, you can use the bomb on the table next to them as a kill. Prime time. This is a way to kill Klaus. Start by listening in on Pam and Tyler next to the market.
I got just about strangled here. Stomach cramps. What kind of idiot eats shellfish from a buffet in this heat?
Relax, Pam. I hired a local cameraman. He's a freelance guy. He'll be fine.
Oh, well, if you're not worried, Tyler, then I'm not worried. After all, it's not like this is a very important interview. I mean, it's certainly not like it's an exclusive or anything.
Pam, you remember that talk we had about low blood sugar? Yeah, this is one of those times.
Oh, so where is this guy anyway?
He'll be here. And you, banana, for Christ's sake. Nothing to see here, sir. Won't be getting on TV.
After, run to the cafe and listen to Finley, then steal his outfit.
Would you believe my luck? I'm at the lobby checking out, and I hear this big shot producer from GNN on the phone with an agency desperate to get a cameraman for an interview with Klaus Hugo Strandberg. Strandberg, the banker. Do you ever watch the news? Anyway, I tap him on the back, show him my press pass, and the guy is so relieved that he just pays me a month's salary up front. Of course I'm not gonna do it. There's no way I'm getting near that place. Besides, I've got all this nice free money, and the dunce doesn't even know my real name. Would you believe I said my name was Finley? Right, so I'm at the shisha place down near the bazaar. Whenever you can sneak out, come and join me, okay? Smoke is on me.
The best way of doing so is to get a waiter's uniform and poison his pipe. Once you have his outfit, run back to Pam and talk to her.
Look, your guy's clearly late.
Finally, where have you been?
Sorry, I'm late. Streets aren't safe.
Follow them to the consulate, then turn on the camera.
Aha! Capital, you made it. Come on in. Come in, good. Pam Kingsley, a pleasure. I watch your show all the time. You're even more lovely in the flesh. And this is...
Tyler Clark, producer. And this is our cameraman, Finley.
Tyler and Finley. Splendid. Well, let's do this, shall we? Where do you want me? The light is nice over here. Not that I want to tell you boys how to do your jobs, good heavens.
Well, right here is fine, Mr. Strandberg. Sit down, make yourself comfortable, and we'll be ready in no time.
Oh, no, please, please. Call me Klaus.
Okay, I think we're set. Roll when you're ready.
Camera rolling.
Hey, when you got a sec, think you could do something about the lights? Upstairs somewhere? Thanks, bud.
Okay, we're ready if you are, Mr.
Access
Strandberg.
to the consulate and first row seats for the interview.
Let me start by asking.
Nicely done, 47.
How do you feel right now?
Like my feet hasn't touched the ground, Miss Kingsley. These last few weeks, everything that's happened to me, it's just utterly unreal.
Mr. Strandberg, for the last 7 years, you have been the CEO of AMB, the biggest private bank in Morocco. 3 weeks ago, the police showed up on your doorstep and you were arrested for billions of dollars in misappropriation.
Such were the charges, yes.
Do you have any explanation to these accusations?
Well, I can only conclude that the Moroccan authorities must have misunderstood their own legislation.
Misunderstood? How do you mean?
None of those transactions were illegal. Everything was done in strict accordance with Moroccan law. Now, you might call it a loophole. You might call it creative bookkeeping. But the law is the law, Miss Kingsley, and I am a firm believer in the law.
Let me get this straight, Mr. Strandberg. You are openly admitting to taking this money, the $7 billion from the Moroccan people?
Why not? An opportunity presented itself, and I seized it. Again, all within the confines of the law. So, what should I apologize for? Being a capitalist? Perhaps the term has fallen out of favor with your middle-class viewers, Miss Kingsley, but me, I bear that brand proudly. Capital C.
If you are innocent, in the eyes of the law, why did violent assailants spring you from police custody this morning, claiming the lives of 6 police officers?
Well, that, I'm afraid, I cannot answer. Some philanthropist, sympathetic to my ordeal, no doubt. I appreciate the gesture, but the approach was somewhat excessive and really quite unnecessary. I would have walked free eventually, once justice had run its due course.
Mr. Strandberg, hundreds are gathered outside this very building, howling for your blood. Is there anything you wish to say to them?
2 little words. Fuck you.
Pam, we need to call it a wrap. I think the damn hard drive overheated.
Okay, fine. We got everything we needed.
After, run upstairs and drop the moose on Klaus. I chose to cover this story last because this is another case of having proof that a story canonically happened. In the next mission, Club 27, we can hear 2 NPCs reference things said by Klaus in the interview. Mastery. Mastery is a bit tough, if not just boring, to grind on Marrakesh. In addition to that, there aren't even any good rewards except the emetic poison vial at level 8. Variations. Thankfully, Marrakesh only has one map variation, and that is a house built on sand. In this mission, Hamilton Lowe once again contracts the ICA. This time, they request 47 to take out Kong Tu Kwang and Matthew Mendola, as well as retrieving highly classified documents. We don't know exactly when this mission takes place, but we do know that it is before the events of a gilded cage, as people can be heard referring to Zaydan as if he is still alive and talking about making investments with Strandberg. Here's the briefing.
Good afternoon, 47. Your destination is Marrakesh, Morocco. Your targets, Kong Tu Kwang, head of a Chinese construction conglomerate, and Mathieu Mendola, chief architect at Tu Kwang's biggest rival, Hamilton Lowe. Mendola plans to double-cross his employer and leak non-disclosable company documents to Tu Kwang, including the confidential offer for a multi-billion-dollar real estate project. In response, Hamilton Lowe has requested that we eliminate both men and send their competition a clear message. Kong has rented a rooftop patio for the meeting, but the location is as of yet unclear. So track them and eliminate them, and reclaim the documents. Good luck, 47.
Background. Kong. Kong Tu Kwang grew up in China as an orphan until out of nowhere he became incredibly powerful during the 1980s stock market boom. With these newfound earnings, he founded China Corp, an entrepreneurial company specializing in third world countries. He was one of the first in China to recognize the profit to be made in Africa, so that's where he set his sights. Fun fact, a picture of Kong appears in Gray's tornado shelter in Colorado. However, this is most likely a case of reused assets because nothing indicates that Kong is a Providence operative. Background. Matthew. Matthew Mendola is a French architect working for Hamilton Lowe. He graduated top of his class at ETH Zurich, and Hamilton Lowe quickly snatched him up. However, after some disagreements, he became dissatisfied with the job and stole some documents about future projects and plans to sell them to Hamilton's Lowe rival, China Corp. He appears to be quite racist, as he shows quite contempt for the locals of Marrakesh and calls them disgusting. Fun fact, he is one of the very few targets to not have a bodyguard. Unique NPCs. A house built on sand has only 3 unique NPCs, so let's learn about them. Namir Arif Bahar is the landlord of the cafe. Guan Tensing is Kong's personal bodyguard. Zaki Dayeb. Now, this is what I alluded to earlier when I said there was a lot more to talk about with Dayeb. In this mission, it is heavily implied that he is actually psychic and able to tell the future. For example, If 47 enters his tent in any outfit, Daya will start shouting at 47, telling him to leave because he sees 47's true nature, and not soon after, the tent turns into a trespass zone. Not only this, but when Matthew visits Diab says that he's being stalked by death itself in the form of a tall, dark man, and advises him to flee the city immediately. Mission stories. A house built on sand has 4 mission stories. Gone shopping. This is a way to get into the cafe. Start by ringing the note next to the cafe, then head up to the carpet shop and knock out the guard to get the key. After that, run back to the cafe and unlock the door. Rent due. This is yet another way to access the cafe. To start, eavesdrop on Namir.
How you doing? Can I see your invite, please?
As long as you have an invite. Then you can come and go as much as you like.
Busy. I'm not running a charity here. You're dragging me away from a very important party with a very important buyer. I'll meet you in your shop. Sorry, my building in a bit, okay? Bye. And I'm not leaving until you get there. Why does this happen every time? This stupid old man.
After that, follow him to the ceramics shop and knock him out, then grab his invite and show it to the guard to gain access. The future is foretold. This is a way to kill Matthew. Start by listening in on 2 NPCs.
So my sister met this customer. Really stood out.
Hey, why can't I date your sister? She's gorgeous.
Because it's my sister. Now, she told me something odd. She said a Frenchman came to her shop at the airport and asked for a fortune teller.
Yeah, Frenchman in an airport. Real odd.
No, you don't get it. See,
then run to the fortune teller's tent.
What are you? You have to leave. This is no place for you. Death is not welcome here. Go before I call for help. You are evil. Evil, I say! Evil!
Turn off the power and choke him out to take his outfit. Then, overpower the smoke machine and chew away the current client. After this, wait for Matthew and kill at will.
Hey there, again. You know what I asked you before? Well, let me ask it again. Differently. So, I was surprised by something you said earlier. You said you know that I'm living under an alias. That I'm not who I say I am. Which, you're the only one that knows that. And I don't want to have to kill anybody or put out a, contract on anyone. But if people found out, like my boss at my job found out I wasn't who I said I was, well, things would have to happen. People would have to be dealt with. And I'd rather that not happen. So, is there any way you can tell me who knows my real identity so I don't have to kill them?
Your future is death. Any questions?
Good thinking, 47. It's time to read Mendola his misfortune. Pardon the pun.
Can you predict the future? Hi. I am curious. You see, I have this meeting in a few minutes, and it really is important to me. Can you give me an idea of the outcome?
it down.
Waiting for the man. This is a way to isolate Matthew. Start by eavesdropping on two guards in an alleyway.
Yeah, he's in a bad state. There's no way he can meet with our guest. No, I don't have a clue what he looks like. You need to send someone. Listen, he is sick.
And then obtain a guard outfit. After, talk to Matthew and escort him to the roof.
You must be Mr. Mendoza. You need to come with me.
You must be one of Mr. Kong's men. Nice to meet you. Please, let's go. I can't stand being around this horrible and vulgar surroundings.
Elusive targets. Marrakesh has 4 elusive targets, and now is a good time to mention that Marrakesh has by far the worst elusive targets in the entire trilogy. All of them have just major issues, so let's just get into them. The Entertainer. Philip Giggles runs a show called Soirée Horrible, which is a stage for animal fights and other despicable acts of violence. Not much else is known about him. However, in addition to killing Mr. Giggles, 47 also has to retrieve his client list. Now that that is done, oh my god, fuck this guy. This is the worst thing IO has ever released in the entire history of their studio. If you have ever played this godforsaken mission, you agree with me. Not only is Mr. Giggles damn near impossible to isolate and makes you and everyone else use the same kill method of pulling him over the wall and snapping his neck, but if you went into this elusive target blind without knowing anything about the mission like me and most others did, I am so sorry. The game gives you absolutely zero indication of where the client list is. Literally none. The only hint you get is that when Diana mentioned it in the briefing, it showed some bitch who happened to be carrying it in the cafe. However, she's in the cafe, nowhere near Giggles. And the briefing, most people either skip or do not pay attention to. In addition to that, she doesn't even allude to the fact that she's working for Giggles. She just acts like a fucking normal NPC. I swear to God, this must be how everyone feels the first time they play this mission. Hey everyone, Lucas here, editing Lucas. So, this part of the video was originally meant to contain a pretty funny joke that involved me inserting the clip of Atrioc screaming and shooting everyone while looking for the client list in this mission. But while searching for the clip, I found out why everyone hates Atrioc now. So, yeah. To be on the safe side, I'm not going to include that clip. So, here's a picture of my dog to fill out the rest of the section, I guess. Look at that fat son bitch. The Gunrunner. Vito Duric is a Bosnian well-connected arms dealer. He's very well known and powerful within these circles as he has supplied almost every major armed conflict in the past decade. 5 years ago, in 2014, an international arrest warrant was issued for him. However, this was just an act to keep up appearances as no one had any intention of arresting him because MI6, the CIA, FBI, and Mossad, and many other governmental agencies tend to use his services quite often. Due to this, Kronstadt Industries, a rival weapon manufacturer, took matters into their own hands and ordered the hit. Vito was in Marrakesh to supply Zidane's coup d'etat and aid in Strandberg's evacuation. Now is a good time to mention that none of the elusive targets on this map make any sense. This is because Strandberg was broken out of his convoy early in the morning, then arrived at the consulate not too long after, and only hours after this, 47 arrived to kill him and Zidane. Given that in all the elusive targets, Strandberg and Reza are fine, this would imply that on one day in October, 47 went to Marrakesh, killed an elusive target, left, came back, killed the second one, left once again, came back again, killed the third one, left once again, and finally came back to Marrakesh to kill Klaus and Reza before leaving for like the 4th time. I don't think I need to be the one to tell you that that's kinda stupid. Anywho, Fun fact about Vito, he's thought to have connections with Xander Haverfolk because they are both involved within the Zimbabwe diamond trade. Speaking of him, the Fixer. Xander Haverfolk is a Dutch fixer, most notably under the employ of Klaus Stramberg. At some point between his breakout and occupation of the consulate, Klaus got his hands on some fucking blood diamonds somehow, and given the angry mob outside, Klaus tasks Xander with moving the diamonds out of Marrakesh. Xander plans on doing this with the use of his courier, Lucas Thorvaldsen. Now, like Giggles, this is another elusive target that is just terrible. Xander has the lowest pass rate of any target at only 23% of people completing the contract successfully. Now, Xander himself isn't all too bad to kill, but the issue, much like Giggles, is the secondary objective being the fact that you need to retrieve the diamonds. Now, unlike Giggles' assistant, the game gives you plenty of hints as to where Lucas is and the fact that he has the diamonds, but what the game doesn't tell you is that this mission is on a timer. You only have a set amount of time to grab the diamonds from Lucas, otherwise he will successfully extract them out of the city and you instantly fail. And because this is an elusive target, you have to pay $60 to try again. The Angel of Death. Etta Davis is an 86-year-old British serial killer. She likely began her killings at Graverside Hospice sometime in the 80s. She used the cover of already high mortality rates to cover up her schemes. After she killed a member of parliament, an investigation was opened, although it is likely to be ruled as accidental. This is yet another elusive target that just sucks. While gameplay-wise, she's not that bad, lore-wise, she's just terrible. Ignoring the point earlier I made about 47 leaving and coming back to Marrakesh like 4 times in one day, she has bodyguards with her. And my question to that is just, why? What fucking sense does that make? She is a serial killer. What serial killer has personal security? It's just stupid. Anyway, fun fact, she is one of the oldest female targets in the entire series. And that is everything you need to know about Marrakesh in Hitman. This video was a bit odd to record after finding out about the Atriox situation especially. Obviously, I don't support him anymore, but it does really suck because, to be honest, he was a pretty big inspiration for this channel. But, moving away from that, if you enjoyed, it would really help if you left a like. We just hit 100 subscribers, which is really cool. It's quickly becoming apparent to me that hitting 500 by the end of March is just not going to happen, even kind of. But that's fine. I'm happy with like 100. Maybe we can shoot for 150 before the end of March. So if you want to help me hit that goal, make sure to subscribe. And besides that, I hope you'll join me next week as we take a vacation to the Hitman Hotel in Bangkok. Have a great day, folks.